If you're a freelancer and you are sick and tired of having prospects and clients not value you and the work that you do, this video is for you. Hey, it's Wayne, founder of Ugly Mug Marketing and creator of the Freelance Accelerator. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step, and I'm going to give you 3 specific questions that you can ask your prospects that will in an instant position you as a trusted advisor instead of just a doer of the thing that you do. So look, I don't know what type of work you do. You could be a freelance marketer, you could be a freelance graphic designer, web designer. It doesn't matter. These questions will work for you and they will position you as that trusted advisor. Now here's the thing. When you become a trusted advisor, instead of merely a doer of a thing, you can instantly charge higher prices. You will instantly have better relationships with your clients. We have to remember that when we go to a prospect or a prospect reaches out to us, that they're reaching out to us because they have a need that they're trying to solve, a problem they're trying to solve, or they have a desire, a goal they are trying to reach. So they reach out to us or to you and they want your services to help them reach that goal. But here's the problem. When they reach out to you or they reach out to us, they don't reach out saying, hey, I've got this goal of X, Y, or Z, and I really believe that your graphic design or your website design can help me get there. Instead, they reach out to us and they say, look, we know that you do graphic design and we need a brochure, or we know that you do graphic design and we need to rebrand our social media because it's not making sense. It's not connecting with people in the way that we know that it should or could. So what I'm going to walk you through is going to help you help them, right? It's going to help you help them think through the way that they go about approaching the services that you provide. Now, so many freelancers I talk with, they are competing on places like 99 Designs or Fiverr or Upwork or wherever it may be. They're competing amongst all this other noise, all these other people who do quote unquote the same thing. So you can still use those platforms, but when you begin using these questions in dialogue, you're going to see how it completely transforms the way that people treat you and the value they place on your services. So this is what I call the value bridge, because for so many freelancers, you get stuck over here as a low value provider, right? And your goal is to get over here as a high value trusted advisor for people. When you're over here, you're just a commodity. You're just another person who can do the thing that you do. When you're over here, you're one of a few. You're one of a few, and they treat you as if you are a part of their team. So the question is, how do we go from here to here? Well, we've got to go across what I call the value bridge. Now, there are 3 simple yet profound questions that are going to lead us there. Question 1 is going to be over here. Question 2 is here. And then question 3. When you ask these 3 questions to your prospects or even to your existing clients, it's going to bring you over here. It's going to instantly, it's so crazy, it's going to instantly bring you to this stage. So let's jump in. If you're taking notes, you're going to want to write this down. Question number 1 is simply this. Hey, Mr. or Miss Prospect, how are you going to use the thing that I do? How are you going to use the graphic design or the brochure or the website or the marketing campaign? How are you going to use that to help you reach your goals? When you ask that question, chances are they really haven't given it a ton of thought. They just knew that the thing that you do was a piece or a component that would get them closer to their goal. So by asking this first question, how is the thing that I do, the graphic design, the website, how it's going to help you reach your goal? What you're doing is you're forcing them to think through how the thing that you do fits into the desired outcome that they want. Question number 2, Mr. or Miss Prospect, how will you measure the ROI, the return on investment of the thing that I do? How are you going to measure the ROI? Now, what I can tell you after asking a lot of people this question and having a lot of my coaching clients in the Freelance Accelerator ask their prospects this question is most of the time they can't answer this question. They haven't really thought through how they're going to measure the ROI, right? They just know that they need the graphic design, they need the web design, they need the marketing plan, they need whatever it is, and they believe it's going to help them reach their goal some way, shape, or form, but they haven't thought through, how am I going to actually measure? How am I going to know if this new website is producing a positive ROI? And so by asking that question, you are forcing them to think through the return on investment. Now, for entrepreneurs, for business owners, in the back of their mind, for every expense, every time they write a check or swipe their card, right, to pay someone for services, they are thinking, will this produce a positive ROI? And so by asking that question, you are aligning yourself with what they want most, right? Number one, helping them reach their goal. Number two, ensuring that the services that you provide actually produce a positive ROI. Making sense so far? So let's go ahead and move to question number 3. So this is the final stop as you position yourself as a trusted advisor instead of just a doer. Question number 3 is simply this. What would the value of my marketing plan, what would the value of my, whatever it is that you do, be for you if it actually helps you reach your goal? In other words, Mr. or Miss Prospect, what do you think it's worth to you for a website that actually helps you reach your goal? What do you think it's worth to you for a marketing plan that actually brings you closer to your goals and provides you with a positive ROI? Now, again, this is a very difficult question. It's a question that most prospects are not used to hearing. And that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is that because they're not used to hearing it, you immediately stand out in the crowded marketplace. And again, you are basically saying, like, I want to know what this is worth to you. I could give you a price, right? I could give you a price for whatever it is that we do, but instead I want to know what it's worth to you. The magic is in the way these questions are stacked and the process or the sequence that you go through in asking these questions. See, if you started over here and asked this question first, they have zero context, right? You're going to catch them completely off guard with the question. Same thing with this one. If you ask them about the ROI, you have immediately jumped to something they never really think about when they talk to other vendors, other providers of the services that you do. So by starting over here and asking the question about how is it going to actually help them reach their goal, you lead them into this process. And as you can see, when you bring people through these 3 questions, the positioning of yourself versus all your competitors instantly changes because you are now no longer a doer of a thing, but you're an advisor who can help them reach their goals. So I hope that you'll use what I call the value bridge. I would love to hear in the comments from you once you go through this process and you ask your prospects these questions, how they respond. Now, don't be alarmed again if they don't have good answers. That's not the point. The point is not really even in their answers. The point is you will stand out. You're gonna stand out by asking these 3 questions. And that at the end of the day is how you become a trusted advisor. That is how you stand out in the ever-growing, ever-crowded marketplace.